Jessica Hensley here with Real Estate Mega Moms, and I am joined today by my friend Robin Mann. Hey, Robin.
Woo woo! Hey there. How are you?
I am good. So,
That's
Robin is
right.
actually going to be one of our panelists at our Abundance Conference next week. And we were
Cool.
messaging back and forth about this question that came up in the group. And I'm like, hey, instead of our interview, why don't we just tackle this question? Because it sounds like Robin has some good answers. I'm excited for everyone to hear what she has to say. So, first off, what was the question? We had a group member and it was anonymous. They posted in the group and said that she has been licensed for 6 years. She's been getting most of her business from her sphere and just, general word of mouth, but she's ready to take it to the next level. That was fine for the first 6 years. It got her what she needed, but now she's ready to level up and close more deals. So, she went to her broker and she said, I need to close more. What do I do? And his response was, come to the office and make calls. So her question is, Robin, who do I call?
Ooh. Well, so hi, and thank you for having me on here. It's so fun to be with you guys. Um, so
That's right. I should have let you introduce yourself too. Sorry, Robin. Who are
oh
you?
no.
Where are you from?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so I'm Robin Mann. I've been in the industry 8 years. I'm an icon, which just means I do a high level of business and and I love it. So when I moved here, I knew no one, and so I had to create my business. And you and I actually have very similar stories in that I created my entire business off of Facebook groups, connecting with people. So, but then I did do other things like door knocking, and then now that I've been 8 years in, I use a lot of social media, but in different ways than I used to use it before. So the biggest thing that happened to me when I read that question is like everything in my body like tensed up and cringed. Um, it was just like to me the answer that was given. Now, hopefully, that was not word for word. Just go, come over here and let's just make some calls. Like to me, that's the worst way to look at lead gen ever. Um, so for me, I tell people if you don't love what you're doing for lead gen, you're doing it wrong. So
Good.
and lead
Yeah.
gen, I think people have to think about lead gen in a different way. Lead gen is going to the grocery store and speaking to the woman in line. Lead gen is volunteering at your favorite place and actually building relationships with those people. And oh yeah, by the way, I'm a realtor. So that is very like organic, very casual lead gen. And so I think that is a very valid way to do lead gen. The other piece that I heard that so I would say I will say this: I worked for Dial America in college, so I know how to work a phone. I worked for the Blood Center here in Charlotte, getting people to convert from giving whole blood donations to platelets, which is a very big deal. I was supposed to be setting 5 appointments a week, and I was setting 5 appointments a day. So I can work phones, but I don't want to, and I don't think anybody has to. So in real estate, the only time I've ever picked up a phone is to tell someone happy birthday or to text them something or maybe to do social media. But I just think that that thought pattern is so old school and so outdated that whomever that person is that asked that question is setting themselves up for failure.
Well, I think that probably that broker's intentions were good, but you're right, it's very old school. But I think that the point really of lead gen is connection, right?
Yep.
And so his thought was you need more clients, you need to make calls, and you need to make connections. And so she's like, well, who do I call? And I know the old
Right.
school, and I know some still do this. They'll do cold calling, right? They'll do circle dialing, all of those things, calling expireds, calling for sell by owners. And by no means are Robin and I saying that you shouldn't do that or you can't do that if you enjoy doing that and it brings you joy. But I think for most of us, we don't enjoy picking up the phone and looking for business. What we'd rather do is live our lives and be passionate about what we're doing and make connections with people in real life, right?
Exactly. And so who do you call? Like if you do, if let's say that they say, okay, yeah, you know what? He told me to come or she told me to come call, I'm going to call. So I think the key to any of successful lead gen is to do it systematically. So call your past clients and touch base with them. Don't call them to say, you want to buy, sell a house? You want to buy some real estate to invest in? Like, no,
Or who do you
don't.
know? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like be a little
I mean,
bit more genuine. Yeah.
yeah. So who do you call? So one of my most favorite things I taught, I was at Keller Williams for a while, and I taught the Ignite class, which I never took the Ignite class, which I think was funny that I got to teach it, but I never took it. I was very cocky when I went there. I was like, I'm not taking that class.
Oh, not
I got stuff to
Robin.
do.
Whoa.
Yeah, right. But I got to teach finding my business, which is a phenomenal section in their in that platform. So I teach that all the time now, finding your business, because it's about your brain just thinking about things in different ways. Get a piece of paper and write down every vendor you know in every capacity. You know, a mover, a plumber, an electrician, a stager, a cleaner, a lawyer, like everything you could think about with your transaction, and go meet those people. Call them. Do you have a favorite realtor? Because if you don't, I want to be yours. Like, tell me about your business. I want to help promote your business. I want to help. I want to utilize your services for my people as well as for myself. Like, build those relationships. So that's one of the first things I tell people on who to call. Create your vendor list, and because then you're coming from value, and you're gonna be a resource to people, where you could just put out there, hey, Joe Schmo's plumbing is my favorite plumber this week, and he's doing free toilet replacements, whatever he's doing. You promote him, and it's a win-win. And then Joe Schmo, you know what? Joe Schmo knows a lot of people that, like, personally and professionally, that need homes or need to sell or has family somewhere that needs real estate. So the easiest place to reach out first, I think, is vendors. The next opportunity is all of your community. Who cuts your hair? What bank do you go to? Your vet, your doctor, your ear person, your eye person. Like, I have this wonderful lady at Talbot's. I like to shop at Talbot's for my fancier clothes. The woman
Yeah.
at Talbot's, her name is Robin. Yeah, she's so great. Her name is Robin. I walk in and it's like I am a celebrity. She's like, Robin. And she just starts pulling clothes. She's referred me to clients. I refer her people,
She should be
So
a realtor.
she should be a realtor. We've talked about it, actually. Um, but it's just going out and doing like what you do. I volunteer at a bird rescue. I drive birds. Like, if birds get injured, I drive birds from the injured place to the rescue. And I'm making a connection with the folks who I love their heart because they're helping animals. And then I'm taking them to the place where their people are to help them. And I've done so many deals affiliated with that rescue. So I do a lot with, like you say, go get in the community.
Yeah.
That
Well,
is lead
so
gen.
let's talk about how you can have that conversation in a natural way that I think that some people that are watching right now, they're like, well, yeah, I'm involved at my church, or I'm involved with the kids school, or I enjoy doing this or that, and maybe they're not doing anything, but these people, they have this hang up about asking for business or bringing up real estate, and they're afraid that somebody's going to think that they have like an ulterior motive, and so they don't ever want to talk about business. How would you handle that?
Well, see, I think every single conversation with every single person can lead to real estate. You can be at the emergency room with the nurse who's checking your pulse, and you can ask her where she lives. You've just started talking about real estate. And then you begin the
Mm,
conversation organically. Like, do you live far from the hospital? Wow, that's quite a commute. And then you throw in sentences like, to me, I, I just sold a house over in that neighborhood. I love that neighborhood. Or, have you considered, like, this neighborhood right here they just have it's new construction. They're dropping deals like flies. Have you thought about moving closer? I mean, you can bring every conversation to real estate.
oh, that's good. I love that. Where I was thinking is if you make friends, right? If you become friends with them and you do form a true connection, that's the thing
Yes.
on Facebook, you have that option of not being a secret agent, of actually putting out there, what you're doing. We approve each member to come into this group, and sometimes we will go and look at profiles just to see if you're actually a realtor, and if it's not a spammer coming into the group. And I'm so surprised every day by how many people don't even mention that they're a realtor. They have you have no clue, and they're
Yes.
leaving a lot of opportunity on the table just from that.
I agree. Yeah, I get really frustrated when I try to call you and I can't find your phone number. Like if I go to your Facebook page and I can't see your phone number within like 4 seconds, if I have to push a button to get there, you lost me. And so I try to put myself into the woman at the grocery store that I just met. We just had a great conversation because I asked her about does she like that brand of spaghetti sauce? And is this your, and then my next question was, is this where you shop normally? I'm trying to figure out if this is my favorite grocery store. And she says, yeah, we only live 4 minutes away. So this is the one. Okay, wow. She just told me she lives 4 minutes away. So then you go further into real estate if you want. And you can always say, if you haven't sold it, you can say, oh, my brokerage just had just listed a home in there. Or we have one coming in that neighborhood. What's the best thing about that neighborhood?
Yep.
But then she leaves and you didn't have your card. You didn't get her information. You were very passive, but you did at least share your name. She's going to go home and look you up. And if she can't find your phone number, you lost her because she's going to
Yeah.
come find me and my phone number and she's going to call me
Yeah.
because my phone number is on everything.
I love that. Well, I think that everyone gets the point, right? What we're saying here is there's not a one size fits all, first of all, to lead gen. And you don't have to be stuck behind a phone. You don't have to be stuck behind a computer, even. It is important to get out there and to make connections with real people. And, I said it, I think it was on Tuesday. It might have been yesterday, because we've had podcasts all week this week. But when you find your people, you'll find your clients. It's just a natural
Yes,
progression. Yeah.
I fully agree. And like, even we're all moms. Every single mom in this group, you have got lead gen opportunities in your children. Plan a play date. There's that. You've just done lead gen with 6 women. You don't even have to talk real estate. You just get to know them. Now, the key to all of these things in my brain is that you put it in a system somewhere, even if it just
Yeah.
says Jessica from Playgroup. Like, you don't even have to know her
Mm.
last name, you know, and
Well,
that
and
you
that
write.
brings up this question, Robin. This is you're answering her question, actually. So Annie says, "My confession: I'm great at lead gen, but not great at the next step follow up. I usually get the majority of my clients from referrals and leads that are ready." So yeah. So how do we do
Love
it?
it.
Go ahead.
So, yeah, so let's say that Jessica and I met at the park today and played with our kids. I know nothing about her except for she has a kid named Henry and that we played at the park together, right? So,
Yes.
we probably met on Facebook. Is how, like most of my stuff happens on Facebook or Instagram or TikTok. Um, or maybe just in the community. Maybe you met at the preschool or at the school, and you plan to play date, right? Um, so my job is to make it a system, and I use the most simple system of any person I've ever heard of, and it works. You go home before you go to bed, and I literally do this. We eat dinner, and then I sit down from 7 to 8 o'clock. I look at my day, I enter it into my database, and I set tasks for each person. So you and I met, we had a great play date. We didn't hit it off, or we did. But we decided we're probably going to do another play date again with that same crowd. So what I'm going to do is put that in my database, all those notes, everything I know. All I know is she's Jessica and she has a boy named Henry, and she goes to my elementary school. Um, I'm going to write those notes down. And then if we're going to do it again on next Thursday, then I'm going to send a note out on Tuesday. Hey guys, you guys up for another play date? and I'm going to update everybody's information. I texted everybody so that we can do the play date. And then Thursday, I might wear a realtor shirt on Thursday or a realtor hat, or I might have a big sales sign stuck in the back of my car so they see it. Or I might just ask the question, what do you do for a living? Or what'd you do before kids? Or are you currently working other than at home? Like every conversation leads to real estate. But you've got to put them in. Yes, they are lead gen opportunities, Valerie.
Valeria said, I knew there was a reason I had 4 kids. 4 Legion
Dude,
opportunities. That's right.
they are gold. Sponsor their baseball team, their basketball team, their dance club. Give them all water bottles with your logo on it. This is my favorite one we did this year. I've told a bunch of people in my group on my team that become the school lover. Like, you love those teachers and that staff more than anyone else in the planet. And do it, like, buy them a Keurig coffee machine and go in there once a month and fill up the Keurigs after school so that you see them. Bring in special coffee creamers once a month. Have a little sign, love Robin Mann, your favorite realtor. What school is going to say no to that?
Right. I love
And
that
you just tell
idea.
every person in there that you're a realtor. But again, put it in your system. If you do that always on March 1st, well, then on March 20th, I need to go make sure I bought my coffee, and that's in my database. And it says for Shiloh Elementary, go buy the creamer, go buy the coffees, make sure they have cups. And then that's my task for that day. And then once I go do that, again, I met these 3 teachers, boom, 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 take notes on everything, and then put it in your system and put a task. The key is to put a task and then to check your tasks on a daily basis.
What system do you use?
So I use KB Core because that's just what my brokerage uses. But
Yeah.
I also, Realty Juggler I started out using Realty Juggler. It's like $180 a year. Most basic service that you can have. And there is like a referral code if we want to do that, but I don't get paid anything. We just both get free months, but I don't really care about that. But it's called Realty Juggler. And all I do, and I do the same exact thing with KB Core. I don't even fully utilize KB Core. I put their information in. I put in, and it says add task. And then you add a task that says text Jessica on Tuesday night. Now, the only other responsibility you have is to check your tasks every day.
Exactly. Yep. You
So
got
if
to
you
get
can
in there and
get
look at
into
the
that,
task. Yeah.
yeah, if you can get into that habit, then you're set, because that is the
Exactly.
key. But it's real estate for dummies, like, or real estate for the unorganized. I don't do organization that well,
Yeah. Me
but I
neither.
made it simple enough. Yeah, I did made it
Yeah.
simple enough that I can't mess up.
Yeah. That's really good. And I like that. So basically what you did was you got in the habit daily to write it down. And I tell people all the time that they need to do like this calendar audit and really assess what they're doing. If they're having problems in their business, that's like the first advice I give them. Okay, where are you spending your time? Show me your calendar and I'll show you your bank account. I mean, they're really that correlated. If you don't, and
Yes.
I'm not saying you have to have every minute of every day scheduled out. No, I'm not saying that at all. But what I am saying is, just like Robin said, if you have lead gen or something that has to do with lead gen scheduled on your calendar daily or weekly, you're going to see results. You will see results. It's the consistency that matters on that.
Yeah, I do 20 a day or I don't go to sleep. Like, that's my goal.
I love
20
that.
contacts a day. And there's been many a time when it's been like 9:52 and I'm like, dude, I am so tired. But I'm like, nope, I've only done 18. I got to do 2 more.
So how do you do that? You just go into the groups and see who you can find? Yep.
Yeah, or I just kind of keep a running list of, it's once you start doing that thing where you have the tasks and you're adding to it on a daily basis, it's never ending.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be afraid if it's allowed. I don't think the teachers are allowed to friend on Facebook, but you could at least, you could join the school's webpage or their Facebook page and shout out, I saw these 3 teachers today and they were running the extra mile and I loved it. It was so cool. Dude, people are going to eat you up. you know, and that
Yeah.
doesn't cost you any money.
Well, and, another objection that we hear is there's so many realtors. And so when we talk about doing things in the community, it's like, okay, I can do that, but there's 5 other realtor moms that go to my kids' school. So, when am I going to make somebody mad? Or maybe they already want to use that other. And my thing here, when you start listing these excuses of, well, what if, and I don't know, because this, you're defeating yourself before you even start. Just do
Exactly.
it. Just try. I mean, what's the worst that could happen, right?
Yep. And they may like you and I are very different people, and we could be at the same exact school. And also part of that is how you approach the other people. Go say, hey, we're colleagues. I love you. I think you're great. I love what you're putting into the world. Make those other realtors your friends so that you're not seen as competition. You're seen as a colleague. And who cared? Like I have neighbors that farm or realtors that farm my neighborhood. I don't care because they either people in that neighborhood are gonna like me or they're gonna like him or her. And I don't care. There's enough pie. If you're working hard enough, that doesn't matter. So I don't care about hurting other people's feelings because that's not where I'm coming from. I don't think I hurt their feelings. I think it's because you just come across, be authentic and just be you. And like you said, the people that are meant to come to you are going to come to you.
Yeah, but they won't if
Uh,
you don't put yourself out there, and that's the
exactly.
thing. They're not even going to have the option if you're not being bold enough to start a
Yep.
conversation. And I think sometimes we get in our own way, and we're so afraid of rejection that we're selfish with our services. If you really believe that you're going to do a good job for your clients, and I think it kind of starts there, right? Like, do you believe in yourself? If Because I
Right.
know I do. I believe in myself, and I believe that with my listing that my clients will be better served if they work with me than if they work with another agent majority of the time, right? But if I don't ask for that business, they have no options. The only options they have are the ones that maybe I don't like as much, that I think they won't
Right.
get as good as service. That came out wrong.
Right.
But they won't get as good service, you know what I mean?
Right.
So yeah. Sarah said, I just signed a new client today because of my relationship with the school and all of my volunteering. I've never pushed what I do,
Woo-hoo.
but they all know I'm a realtor. Yep, I love that.
Phenomenal. I love that too.
Um,
And the other thing at school, like if you don't have money, like I said, the thing about the card, you don't have to have money. What if you go to the school principal and say, you know what, I want to make a teacher appreciation bulletin board, and you write love notes. I mean, you write love notes to each of the teachers, or just say, take what you need and put little pieces of paper they can pull off, and it's a love note to them. I mean, you can do so many things for free. You just got to go do it. And while you're there creating a bulletin board, think about all the teachers that are passing by. Make conversation. Get to know. Don't be.
yeah,
You can even be an introvert and do this. You know.
you promise? You've been
Yes,
listening to my
you could.
podcast, haven't you?
No, I just know a lot of people have to struggle with that. But like,
Yeah,
and you can. There's just so many things you can do that I really feel like if you're not getting business, it's because you're not running the numbers. It's a numbers game.
yeah, for sure. And
So
one thing I did when I was if you're getting leads, and I guess that would be my question, Annie, is where are those leads coming from that you're feeling like you're having a hard time converting? Because that really does matter. One, for your mindset, you do have to understand if you're getting leads from a cold source like Facebook or, you know, and other online sources, the conversion rate is lower. So give yourself a little bit of grace there. But if you're getting leads from like a sign call, or if you are signed up for Zillow or realtor.com, things like that, these are cold leads that are coming into you. What I always do, I try to answer my phone when I was accepting these type of leads right away. And then I would try to form a connection. So don't just answer their question about that house. Find out what their motivation. Okay, well, I'm looking that house
yes,
up. Tell me more about what you're looking for, and really go into those qualifying questions. In fact, we have these scripts in our inner circle. So if you're part of the inner circle, or if you want to know more, let me know on that. But I would ask these qualifying questions where I'm going to make a connection with them, add value to their lives. Maybe they're not approved. Okay, so when I get off the phone, I'm going to text them my lender, and I'm going to give my lender their information. I'm going to save their number in my phone, and I'm going to go add them on Facebook. So now they're going to start seeing me. All of a sudden, they talk to me out of nowhere, and now they're going to start seeing me on their feed. Did you know that the algorithm is, I believe it's still this way, when you friend someone, you show up in their feed for the first 30 days.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Have you ever noticed that when you friend someone,
Yeah.
then on the feed you start to see them? Now, if you don't interact with them, then you fall off. But so that first impression, you have an opportunity to just form that deeper connection.
So yeah, that question she had was like she's getting leads, but she can't convert. Is that what the question was?
Yeah, Annie said that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I love what you just said. Connect with them in a real way. Like find out the six who, what, when, where, why, how. Find those out in a conversational way.
Yeah.
Put those in your database. Write that information down, and then I mean the converting is just, can we meet for coffee, even if they're not ready to buy. You know what? I'd love to just meet for coffee, hear about your house dreams. You know, that'd be a great, or you can't afford coffee. Hey, you know what? If you met in a mom's group or you met in some school capacity, can we go for a walk with the kids? Can we meet at the playground? I'd love to just hear more about what it is you need in a home, or what you're looking to, why you're selling. Like try to get in person to person with them if you can.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And I love that Annie was vulnerable and she shared up and not alone on that. For the moms that are out there right now that are not reaching your goals, and maybe you're just trying to figure out where to start, I would say start tracking what's going on. Start tracking.
I don't know if Jessica's frozen or me. Are you there?
Okay, I think I was. I think I was for a minute. I can see you now.
Okay.
Hopefully they heard what I
Okay,
just
good.
said, but um,
You were
you
saying to
have to know
track.
your
I heard for
number.
tracking is what you said. Yes.
Yeah, you have to know your numbers, and you could first start tracking how many conversations you're having. And so if you're meeting your goals on the conversations, but they're not converting to a client, then Annie, you have a conversion problem. So then your primary focus should be on, how do I convert more? Maybe you need to work on scripts. Maybe you need to work on understanding people's cues and body language and how they're going to respond to you. Maybe you need to work on talking about them more. I think we realtors, we tend to get more focus on us and not thinking about the client and what they're going through and their motivation. So when you track your numbers, you're able to identify where your issue is.
Yes. And I know we bring God into this group. So I will say God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason.
Yep.
And that's important with our clients. Like just shut up a little bit, like let them talk, because they'll tell you all kinds of stuff if you'll just be quiet.
And how many of us, humans in general, we are longing for that connection. We are longing for someone to hear us and listen to us. And that's why when you speak with them, they want to tell you what's going on. They want to tell you their needs. So, Robin, I feel like we could talk for a while on this subject, but I know you have other appointments to get to. But we will see you next week in Orlando. I'm really excited to get to meet you in person.
Me too. It'll be great. Thanks for having me on here. It was fun. And if I can ever help again, let me know. And I do. I'm excited about next week and being in Orlando. I hope it's sunny.
I think it will be. I saw it's going to be like in the 80s, I'm pretty sure. So the ones that are watching right now, if you haven't already, grab your digital ticket. We do have a pop-up Facebook group where we will be live streaming most of the conference into the Facebook group while the conference is going on, which is next Thursday and Friday, March 9th and 10th. Yeah, March 9th and 10th.
Yeah.
So yeah, grab that ticket. Just go to realestatemegamoms.com and click on Abundance Conference. All right, everyone.
Woo!
We'll see you later. Bye.